won both games by a mark of 3-1. Tigers are in their home whites with the orange numbers, and Syracuse, they are in their road navies with the orange numbers and lettering. It's been a nice start for Syracuse this year. Out of conference matchups, they are 3-1-1. Victories over Charleston Southern, Canisius, and Holy Cross. They picked up a draw against Quinnipiac. Their only blemish on their ledger this season, a loss against Niagara. That was back on August 17th. And for Princeton, a little bit slow start. Their slowest start since 2014. Sean Driscoll wasn't even the head coach at that point. It was Julie Shackford's last year. Tigers have a draw against Rutgers, and they've fallen their last two contests at Loyola, Maryland, and at home the other day against Ohio State. Tigers will have the ball first here. Alexandra Berry will kick it to start for Princeton. Tigers are out without one of their big pieces today, Brooke Dawhair, so a little bit more lineup shuffling, which was kind of been the case anyway, with Sean Driscoll trying to work in a little bit younger of a bunch. She's out, and Alexandra Berry will get the start today. As you take a look at the weather, beautiful day for soccer, going to be in the 70s. Not too much wind out to the far left flag on your screen. As the Tigers immediately strip this ball out of bounds, we're underway here in the opening minute from Isaac Field at Roberts Stadium. Last time the Tigers started winless in their first three, 2014, was a loss against Rutgers and draws against Seton Hall and LaSalle. This one's floated in. Anna Chow, the freshman, able to knock that one away. Drew Kumans got sideswiped a bit there, and the ball did touch Kumans last, so Syracuse will have a toss here in the attacking third. Tigers expected to do very well in the Ivy League this year. Last year, Ivy League champions went to the NCAA tournament.
Always high expectations for this group.
That one floated away by Marcassini. Nia Clemmer tried to spiral that one towards goal. It's going to bounce out of bounds. The Tigers will have the goal kick.
What a throw, though, by Clemmer. That'll be something to watch for. Those throw-ins deep in the final third almost operate as corner kicks for a team that plays well in the air.
And that's one of the things Nikki Thrasher-Adams mentioned to us before the game, is that they love the way they've operated on airborne balls. They've done a nice job this year. It's been a strong suit of theirs, as this one will rattle out of bounds, and Syracuse will be back on it again. Syracuse just in a very, very tough ACC. 17 teams. Last year they went 0-9-1. Just one tie on their ledger. So they're looking to try and find their identity and just run with it after building some confidence in their out-of-conference play thus far. This would be certainly a big one if they can come away with a result today against a Tiger program that's expected to win the Ivy League and once again compete in the NCAA tournament. A little too heavy from some white jerseys there on a pushback. And with that, it'll roll out of bounds. There is Nikki Thrasher-Adams. Been there just over 5 years trying to find a identity to the Syracuse program. Did a great job in a decade prior over at Rice. That was a group that went to the NCAA tournament several times. She was coach of the year there a few times. And had a very strong record in Conference USA in all their conference games. She was 30 games above 500 during her time there. That one will go out of bounds. Be a deep throw coming up here for Syracuse, and they've settled into the game rather nicely. As Sean Driscoll, slowest start for him in his time here with the Tigers, trying to catch a break. There's been some moments where they've looked really strong, but haven't been able to put together a full 90 minutes to get that result they've been looking for. They'll look to do that today. Very deep throw-in coming up here for the Orange. Sean Driscoll and his group last year, Ivy League coaching staff of the year. That one's headed all the way through in the 6, and Cerrone kept it off the line with a dive to her right.
And those deep, dangerous throw-ins here started with Clemmer. And then the flick off the head. Oh, got a foot on it on the backside was Wisbeck. Good activity for the Orange to start.
There's that airborne prowess, a header, and then right on a foot. And they're back on it here in the attacking third, right at the end line. Good ball. Nobody home, though. There were a lot of white jerseys around. No problem for Cerrone.
And a good job by the Tigers on those two possessions, just to have a mark, right?
Cantor, a tough one to handle. Went off the side of her shin, but she recovers nicely. Nina Cantor's gotten a heavy amount of minutes on the wing for Princeton here in the early going. She's shown to be rather elusive and creative, number 14 in white.
Yeah, the freshman, Coach Driscoll, likes what he's seen from her, says she brings good energy, good speed on the flank.
And one out of bounds. It'll go back to the Orange. Marcassini, a nice step up there, and the co-captain is off with the ball for Princeton, but she got stripped from behind. The Orange play outside, then to the inside, and Caroline Kane stepped up. There's a collision behind the play, and I believe there's a foul against Princeton. It's going to stay with Syracuse. Alexandria Barry a little bit too aggressive. And you take a look at what the Tigers have done. Well, it was a tough one against Ohio State the other day. Princeton played a really strong first half, and then they got hit with a span of 4 goals allowed in under 8 minutes, a shell-shocking second half for the Tigers. After they really had closed the first half really strong, looked to be in total control of the game, and it kind of got away from them in the second half. High ball that bounces through everyone, and Cerrone will have no problem with this one. It's for 5+ into the contest here, no score. Marcassini sidesteps one. Got caught from behind. A few times she's been caught from behind now, trying to move the ball up the field. And the Orange have been competitive. Good work rate here in the early going to set a tone. That ball will go to Princeton, though. They'll get the throw from their own end of the field.
Yeah, I like the check back by Maya McDermott, number 15. Just the pressure for Syracuse really likes to start on the front. They want their forwards to pressure first and be that first line of defense.
Ashley Rauch, number 4 in Navy, feeds that one to the edge. One-on-one race here. Hard charge towards goal. Played up the gut in between a few players. It'll roll outside the box. Kendall Lahr trying to make her way to the end line, running out of real estate. It goes off the Tiger and out of bounds. First corner of the contest will go the way of the Orange.
Yeah, nice sequence for the Orange. Can see that their front players and Lahr and Clammer really like to get out in space, create an advantage.
Gabby Wisbeck will be the trigger for Syracuse here. That left-footed boot. A lot of motion coming here from Syracuse players starting outside the 6. Back post, Cerrone's got it lined up, and she had to just knock it over the top of the cage. Didn't want to take a chance and fumble it right on her line, so the Tigers will have to deal with another one.
A dangerous ball by Wisbeck, bent inside, and that certainly would have been a goal. Great awareness by Cerrone.
It looked like she was trying to catch and maybe got her fingertips hard underneath the ball, and that forced the ball to pop a little bit. And it'll be a corner now from the far flag instead. Wisbeck, the sophomore from Severn Park, Maryland. We'll try it again. That left foot. Curl wide of goal, never made its way over. So the Tigers survived that as Syracuse has had the better of the action. 2 corners and a chance right on goal, right near the 6-yard box as the Tigers looking to get to their game.
Yeah, and that's what head coach Thrasher Adams told us she wants her team to look for today, is to generate more corner kick opportunities. Felt like her team has been playing well off of set pieces and has the advantage with size.
Boy, Bree Bridges, 5'10", just stood right up to Alexandria Berry. Neither of them budged. Big collision and nobody budged. Certainly could be a matchup we're going to see going on throughout the day. Wozniak has a little room. Kayla Wong's open in the middle of the field. Options to the edge. Anna Chow, the freshman, wants to go middle. Kept it on the turf. Jovanovic, nice spin move with possession of the ball and speeding right ahead, but then got chopped down right in front of the 18.
Not enough space for Jovanovic to get through. But I love the nifty footwork. Princeton looking to build in the middle and then kind of get the defense to suck in and maybe take advantage of playing the ball out wide. And kind of see, too, just where the loss of Brooke Dahlhair and her being out today. You can see that in the midfield. Such a player that's great at playing north-south, connecting with feet. So the Tigers figuring out without her.
Suffered a tough injury against Ohio State, unavailable today. Pia Bollier, Isabella Garces also out for Princeton. Kane able to push that one to the middle with her head. No support available for Koumans, though, and Syracuse is on the ball. This is Maya McDermott able to funnel in the middle of the field. Clemmer trying to make her way through. Good work there by Kayla Wong to pry it free.
Yeah, good step. That's what's required in the midfield. You don't want to give anyone time or space, and Wong right there to make the tackle and win the ball.
Marcassini flipping the fields. Hot one for Chow. Chow floats that one. Barry, another nice trap, and then got rid of it immediately, just out of the reach of Koumans, but she's able to flex it along. Played wide towards the flag. Tough run for Cantor, and it's going to be out of bounds. So the Tigers, their first real good connected push upfield, but it'll be a goal kick.
I like the idea. Alexander Berry, because of her size, is a good player to be a target, to play a long ball to hold up and then play off them. So a good opportunity for the Orange.
And Syracuse has been building some momentum. Going to be a challenge in the ACC. They've been picked to finish 17 out of 17. But plenty of room to grow and an opportunity. That's how the Orange are seeing it coming into 2025. Wong now. That went off one of the officials. Our referees today, Nick Rodfate, the assistants, Sammy Card and Aaron Hart. 50-50 ball. And the Tigers are on it. Wozniak. Good ball on the turf and a reversal of field by Marcassini for Chow. She'll play it even further wide. This is Cantor. Cantor galloping right to the middle of the field. Let it go from 25 out, but it got rejected.
I don't mind that aggression from Cantor.
Wong and Chow just a little bit off the page there, and out of bounds it goes.
We've seen a couple of those miscommunications early for the Tigers. Just not necessarily playing to feed or going to lead a player when they're looking to create more space along the touchline. Still a young team that's building the chemistry. Not young necessarily in terms of age, but young in terms of the experience and the experience playing with each other.
Princeton back on the ball. Marcassini galloping forward. Big ball towards the flag, and Drew Koumans, fastest player on the field, is not going to be able to track that one down. So it'll go right back to Syracuse.
Yeah, if you're the Tigers, you want to play Drew Koumans a ball in space where she can use her speed and run on top of it. That one just had a little too much mustard, but I like the idea.
Dozen minutes gone by. Shot attempt for each squad. One shot on goal for the visiting Orange. Marcassini tracked that one nicely. Wong, smaller frame, but did a nice job to get underneath leverage and win the ball back for Princeton.
Yeah, good physicality by Wong.
That one flicked through. Barry trying to drop it behind. Circles back. Nice maneuver to get through. Jovanovic, back heel along for a cutting Barry. Barry's got options. Koumans trying to punch it into the box for Murphy. That one got shut down. Murphy can collect before the chalk. Towards the corner, Jovanovic. Try to quick hop over two, and Tigers do enough to earn a corner kick as they're starting to find some connectivity.
Yeah, good. Building a good sequence in the final third. Definitely a key to the game for Sean Driscoll.
Drew Koumans will have the first corner here for Princeton with that right foot. Everybody but two players in the box, and they'll use those two players not in the box. This is Wozniak. She'll give it a ride towards goal. Good line drive ball, and it went through three Tigers. Race to the flag. It's going to go out of bounds. Boy, there were several Princeton players that could have got a body part on that, but it flipped right through.
Oh, man, because what a beautiful ball by Wozniak. I mean, sailed right to the edge, that left edge of the box, and two unmarked Princeton Tigers on the left side, but not able, like you mentioned, partner, to get their bodies in front of it. Maybe a missed opportunity for Marcassini, but certainly great delivery from Wozniak.
Kane jerked her head towards the ball, but actually just kind of missed it, or else that might have been right on goal in a dangerous spot as Barry awaits this one. pop towards the flag. Cantor can run under it. Nina Cantor lets it go. Liner, and waiting for it there was the keeper, Vanderbosch. Her first save of the morning.
Yeah, Vanderbosch wide awake. Cantor played that one a little too close to the 6 and scooped it up. But again, I like the aggressiveness here by the freshman, taking her man one-on-one. Little chip action. Again, a little too close to the keeper, but good activity early.
Alex Berry has been a great distributor in the early going. She has found feet. She has handled tough balls while absorbing a lot of contact.
Yeah, what's great about Barry is that as dangerous as she is when she receives the ball, she's more dangerous as soon as she gives it up because she is great at making a run, creating an opportunity for a teammate to play to her and then get to goal.
Big run by Caroline Kane here, just working her way through, and then ran out of white jerseys available. And the ball back to the orange. McDermott. Cantor tracked her down. Barry nearly got in the way of that one. Magnotta had to get rid of it quickly. Now the Tigers anticipating a little bit and getting after it. Here's Cantor. Cantor just a bit behind Jovanovic, but Tigers track it down. They'll have to reboot.
Yeah, I thought she should have played Barry to the flank on the left side, and here they're trying to get it back to her.
Cantor went over her head. I think she wanted to play that with her chest, but if it was going over the top, hoping someone was behind her. Ball back to Syracuse. Just under a half hour to go here in half number one. Tigers have started to find a little bit more of a rhythm. That one off a orange field player. Hit McDermott last, so Princeton will trigger in. Barry. Right on a boot. That's Koomans. Chow's got a little more real estate in front of her. Barry. Well, there's nothing she can't handle. Taken on by Koomans here. Deflected away. It'll be a Princeton throw. There's been some hard targets at her, and she's dulled them right down to her feet. Going right back to her. Barry trying to drive through. Got a cross through. A few bounces. Right in the box, and it wouldn't go. Murphy got it away. It went off a Syracuse player. All created by Alex Barry there.
And again, along the touch line here, didn't have much space to operate, but managed to turn the corner and using her left foot, get a nice cross. And a great job by Murphy, the captain, to meet the ball and force a corner.
A lot of poise to take a touch or two in the box there by Murphy, and it just got deflected. Another corner for Princeton. They're pushing the pace here. Koomans will take it. Right into the box, punched out there by Vanderbosch. Still available, though, for a moment. This one will land out of bounds. Tigers will throw.
And that's where if you're the Tigers, just got to rush the keeper, right, a little bit earlier. That ball going right to her and no white jerseys around.
Chow again. Barry in motion, try to get it towards frame. Didn't get much on it. And it comes outside the box. Princeton back on it, though. Koomans. Hard one through the box. Available ball. Wozniak stepping up. Drifting a bit wide. Played it wide. This is Cantor. Cantor. Nice crossover fake. Chow. 30 from goal. Princeton, a nice intercept. Murphy from the top of the 18. Didn't get much on it with the left foot there. But the Tigers are buzzing around in the attacking third.
And it's that second ball from Murphy. Good ball played inside, but Murphy there on the second ball. Now, not able to get a clean shot, but still keeping Cuse on their heels. Uses that left a bit wide. But like you mentioned, good activity. And this is where Princeton thrives, right? They thrive in the possession in the final third. Head coach Nikki Asher for the Cuse telling me, you know, we're worried about them almost tiring us out because we'll chase them too much because they are so excellent at possession. And they feel like they've dominated here for the last 10, 15 minutes, partner.
Barry stabs that one down and able to play it wide with the help from Jovanovic. Cantor can't work her way through. Still on it, though. Cantor to the end line. Got a cross away. Header wouldn't go. What a stop on the line by Vanderbosch. She robbed Barry point blank. What do we have here? There's
here on the cross, beautiful header.
was some contact
Beautiful
there,
header
too.
by Barry. Tries to direct it. Oh, the save by Vanderbosch through her legs and then able to corral it with her arms. It seems like she may have taken a hit there at the end.
Murphy looked like she spiked her pretty good going after the ball there. And it was free for a moment. It certainly wasn't malicious.
No. But, sometimes, right, the keeper will tap that ball first and then try to corral it later. And so as a forward or the offensive player on that tap, you're trying to attack that before they get to it. But a great save, though, by Vanderbosch. And a nice header by Alex Berry.
Brilliant setup there. Even better save, one of the best I can ever recall by Vanderbosch. Just left dead to rights and she shut it down. Tigers have rattled off the last 5 shot attempts here. It's been a Princeton pace now for the last 10-plus minutes.
Yeah, I like what I'm seeing. They've definitely used the flanks to be able to cross the ball into the box, try to spread the Cuse defense. But on the other side, have had some really good interior options in the midfield.
Barry just grazed her. That one bouncing through. Kane has a friend on the outside. That's Wozniak.
You got to think the Orange are going to look to pick up their intensity and their pressure defensively.
Tigers are finding good spacing and winning one-on-one battles as well with the ball. Jovanovic, she's been cheeky thus far. Princeton will have to drop back a little bit for this one. Murphy trying to turn and burn and does. Got a cross away. Bridges will poke it out.
Like the turn by Murphy. And then Koumans to win it back in the midfield. How important is that?
Chow on the run, 30 out. Some spacing closed there. Able to trickle it through for Koumans, though. Driving her way through. Got it across the box. Around the goalkeeper area, and it wouldn't go again. Barry again. That was a tough one to get anything on it, but she did get it towards goal.
You can almost smell the goal coming for the Tigers. Koumans on the cross. Barry gets a foot on it. Not enough. But great defense, though, from the Orange to have that mark on Barry. That physicality allowed her to not get a clean shot on goal. Vanderbosch has been busy here the last few minutes.
Yeah, if Bridges didn't get as much body as she did on Barry, that might have been a point-blank goal there. Wong trying to burst free. Got obstructed. The foul called against Emma Klein. Tigers have really been pressuring. Execution has been at a high level here in the early going. Tigers will kick right around midfield. Kane will keep it short for Chow. Princeton's been really patient, waiting for channels and lanes to open up, too, to try and create. That one goes by the wayside, though. Wong strips it right back. Koumans, backdoor, and shutting it just down in time was Wisbeck. She'll try and get after it and flex it away, and she will.
What a great defensive stop from Wisbeck, because if that had gotten past her, Allie Murphy was on the other side ready to track it down.
Tiger midfielder and defenders have been able to see where the ball's been going to. They've been able to step up and anticipate really well. Murphy again. Could not cut inside. Good follow-up by Jovanovic, though, with the left boot. That got slowed down on the way towards cage. Marcassini on a recovery for Princeton. Chow trying to move forward. Hard push against her by Klemmer. Has it right back on her toes now. Klemmer, enough job to get inside physically. Race to the end line, though. And Syracuse didn't want to take a chance as Bridges dunks it out of bounds. Midway point of the first half. The last 7 shot attempts have been for Princeton. Poked through. Good read by Koumans. Tough bouncing ball, though. And some Navy jerseys around it now. Ashley Rauch, she hasn't touched the ball much today. The Tigers are just all over it. Jovanovic can step right in off the turnover, and Bridges got in the way of that.
Man, Bridges a savior right now for the Orange, because this dangerous turnover in the middle of the pitch by Rauch going across her goal. Drew Koumans great on the pressure. Jovanovic tries one, but Bridges gets in the way. Man, that's a dangerous giveaway, though, in the final third for the Tigers.
Kane stepping up. Airborne ball available. Barry leaves it behind for Koumans. Koumans. Barry, 24 yards out, a screamer over the top of the crossbar. First changes of the morning. Julia Arbelize is coming on. Kendall Lohr is coming off.
I love that attempt from Alex Berry. Wide out, keep the keeper on her toes. She had a good look at it. That was clean, just a bit high. But we've started to see Berry connect on some of those opportunities last season. And she has been active, a handful for the Cuse.
Well, this has been a similar start to several of the Tigers matches so far this year. Against Rutgers and Loyola Maryland, they dominated the shot chart. Weren't able to hold the lead against Rutgers. Trailed most of the game against Loyola. And Ohio State was a little bit more of a mixed bag, who's a top 25 opponent. They're right back to dominating the shot board again on the run. Jovanovic trying to squeeze through. Follow up by Barry. That got blocked. Out of the reach of Koumans. Now trying to get on it. Wide for Cantor. Trickling along. Got those deceptive feet, or she can cross over at any time and open up some space for herself. Koumans and some traffic. Syracuse will usher that one out of bounds. 25 minutes in the books. No goals on the board yet.
And the Tigers just staying active. Barry here, Jovanovic gets squeezed by 3 Syracuse defenders. A good job, though, for the Orange to collapse defensively and be right on it, not allow Jovanovic to get a clean look at goal. But you got to think if you're Syracuse, just to try to find some offensive consistency. Can you get the ball won in just their half? You know, after you win the ball defensively, can you maintain possession?
Looks like it's going to be a hydration break. Or they're going to check on the keeper here. Either way, it's a stoppage on the field. Anna Rupert is ready to check on for Syracuse. We'll have a stoppage here. Just past the midway point of this first half. And ice for the Tigers, a nice bounce back. That second half didn't really go the way they wanted against Ohio State, but unsurprising, Sean Driscoll has his group ready to play, and they've really been pushing the pace hard now for the last 25 minutes.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, he told us keys to the game, to win the possession battle and then to be physical, to make sure that they are the aggressor. I felt like they've done both of those things here to start this match. I like that we've seen Alexander Berry get the ball a ton, but also it's been and company, right? Jovanovic showing up, Murphy showing up, Drew Koumans. And so right now I feel like Syracuse has a lot of players to worry about defending, and that's what you want, right? That's the goal. That's how you can kind of force some of those lapses and take advantage. On the other side for Cuse, you've just seen them really on the defense. They haven't had a ton of opportunities really to go to goal. Maybe early in this match in the first few minutes, but for the last 20, it has been pretty much the Tigers looking to attack. Certainly hope that Vander Bosch is okay because she's already made several critical saves in this first half.
Yeah, she's been tested. There's been a lot of activity around her cage. And looks like she's going to stay in there, so no issues from the collision there with Murphy. And yeah, for Syracuse, it feels like, the first few minutes felt like they were kind of settled in an okay spot coming into a road environment, but feels like they've just got to get back to the basics of winning some 50-50 balls, at least just holding onto the ball and kind of maybe at least stabilizing, resetting the field a little bit before they can find their game.
100%, Jeff. I mean, their identity so far has been to collectively defend and then to go on the attack. And so right now they haven't been able to defend, maintain possession, to then go on the attack. And again, that's a credit to really the Tigers. I feel like every time they lose the ball within, Cuse's final third, they're winning the ball back so quickly. And so they're not allowing the Orange to get onto an offensive counterattack, which is what you want. I mean, this is a Syracuse team that averages double-digit opportunities at goal, yet we've only seen 2 or 3 here today so far. So definitely a win for the Tigers on both sides of the ball.
Scoreless here, 25-plus minutes into the contest. Kick coming up for the Orange here as we'll get going again. Syracuse had the first shot of a game, a chance just outside the 6-yard box. Since then, though, the Tigers have piled up the last 10 shot attempts. And a few of them were of high quality. Chow kind of got caught in between there and did draw the foul there. Anna Chow has gotten the starts thus far this year at that outside back roll. She's been given a heavy job in the early going and has looked really smooth. Kane will kick this one from midfield. A little unsure, so she'll leave it for Zoe Marcassini, the reigning Ivy League Defensive Player of the Week. Had 2 goals in the Tigers' first 2 games. Koumans hoping for some support. Good push by Ashley Roush to win that ball back. Klemmer able to finagle it on through. On the run here is Roush. First push in a long time here for the Orange. Roush cutting to the inside. Keeps it on the turf. Arbelize fresh into the contest. Trying to drive her way through. Yeah, it's played all the way out wide. Wisbeck driving off a Tiger and out of bounds. So the first moment in a while for Syracuse to create some momentum. They get an immediate corner kick, their third already of the game.
Yeah, good build up for the Cuse. Like starting out wide and then looking to switch fields, try and get across. And this is what they really want. They want to generate corners and try and play in the air.
Wisbeck will have it with the left foot. They've out-cornered teams this year, 37-16 coming in. That one a bit low. No problem there for Kane. Found a white jersey as well. Murphy, though, didn't get a lot on it, but now Cerrone can take it on a hop. The Tigers immediately back on the ball. Let's see if Syracuse can at least win some field position here and kind of get on something close to a more even footing.
Yeah, and I feel like that's the second corner we've seen that hasn't had great delivery at all. So you want to generate them, absolutely, but then you need quality delivery once you have them.
Barry.
Good ball.
Sneaky handle and delivery to Cantor. Koumans is on the run. A neat head fake. 25 yards from goal. One extra pass. This is Murphy cutting inside. Left-footed boot off a body. And it's shot up the middle of the field. Wozniak steps into one. That rattled around off some bodies. Murphy a turn and burn. Coming inside. On the ground. Through everybody. Cantor in pursuit. What do we have? Like a Tiger was offside there on that ball, working its way across the 18-yard box, so Syracuse survives a scare.
I think Cantor got caught just sleeping a little bit on the backside, didn't get back onside, but how about the opportunities for the Orange? Getting in and out of spaces, multiple players running onto walls. I mean, it's just looked very consistent, very fluid.
Tigers are back on the ball again. Koumans. That one hard off a body. That was Emma Klein who got in the way of that one. Wozniak will spring forward. Tigers have been super comfortable trying to go outside, inside. That one sailed wide by Wozniak directly, so a goal kick here for the Orange. Tigers ready to make their first change of the day. The freshman Maddie Recupero we'll check on momentarily. Officially making that change. And Allie Murphy will come off for a bit. Recupero had some really strong moments in the first half against Ohio State, and she'll jump on here in half number 1 against Syracuse.
And I like the minutes we saw from Allie Murphy on that right side.
Tigers have had a lot of strips on first touches from Syracuse. They're running right up the field. Jovanovic, hard cross, right into the gut of awaiting Vanderbosch.
I have to think that she might have been looking for Barry on that ball, but needs to play it a bit more out. We've seen Vanderbosch not be afraid to come out of her line, and so if you play it close to the 6, she's going to scoop that up.
Olivia Bazzo ready to come in for Syracuse. Filled in really nicely here on this morning contest.
Gorgeous day.
70-some degrees. Perfect. As Barry trying to circumvent some traffic. Jovanovic plays catch with her. Floated to the box. Cantor running in, but it ends up short of her. Still in the box, though, Jovanovic took a hard hop. Now she'll let it go, and a save made by Vanderbosch, who was parked on her post.
Yep, that second ball, how dangerous can you be? And mishap there as Vanderbosch throws it out to Cuse, and they let it out of bounds here. But this is Jovanovic on the second ball. A little cut to the outside, sets up her right. Vanderbosch, good positioning to save, to make a save. But again, she has been busy this first half.
Hard throw in. Barry.
Thought about it.
Yeah,
she thought
did.
about that one,
she
partner.
Was thinking that. Why not? Jovanovic trying to break free. Tigers have been unafraid to try and cut inside to give themselves more field to work with.
Well, and you need to be, right? A team that's trying to score more goals, trying to be more aggressive. Lost 4 pros from last season to this season, so they're trying to find their consistent goal scorers. Who is going to have the tenacity to put one on goal? Got to call your own numbers sometimes. But I like the aggressiveness that we've seen from, honestly, all players so far for the Tigers offensively.
Another takeaway for Princeton in a push-up field that stalls out for the moment. Long handles a hot one. Barry breaks away from traffic, trying to swerve it. Bouncer, Jovanovic. It was just maybe a bit high on the bounce, or else she would have had a chance to fire towards goal.
Man, Barry is good. I mean,
very impressive thus far.
Settles the ball off of a one-touch, immediately turns, sees that pocket, plays it right there in the pocket. Good defense on the backside by Wisbach to intercept that.
Nina Cantor comes off. Esme Rudell is coming on. That'll push probably Kayla Wong a little bit further up the field. And a corner coming up for Princeton on that push-up field. Drew Cummins again to take it.
Yeah, the last one, Drew played short. Wondering if she's going to put this one in the box.
Got to play her real short and tight. Marcassini got a foot on it, and it got shut down to the 6. Barry, a chop towards cage, and that got pulled off the line by a field player.
Oh, so close. Oh, so close are the Orange or the Tigers. They played a little bit out the box. Barry on the volley. That would have been money. But a good job by Syracuse defensively.
That's why you park a player on the post on the corners, right? So if the keeper's down the middle, somebody can get to that ball.
Yeah, and to stay there as the activity is still happening, right? Yep. I mean, as that ball was played out, you could have pushed up your line and gone to find a mark.
No scrambling there on that back line by Syracuse. They dug their heels in.
Yeah, very solid. Very solid this back line has been so far. With all the chances that the Tigers have generated, they have been very solid.
Dylan Jovanovic comes out. Aubrey Crisostomo comes in. And Emma Klein is off for Olivia Bazo. Crisostomo came on at the end of that first half against Ohio State. Got an assist on the Alexandra Barry goal that sent the Tigers into the dressing room with a 1-0 lead. So she gets rewarded with some minutes here at the end of the first half. Takeaway, Recupero can't go through a pair of Cuse players. First time Princeton's had to track back in a while. Marcassini locates Cerrone. Wozniak playing catch with Marcassini. Recupero, nice handle in traffic. Rudell trying to play wide. Flicked high on a few bounces for Chow. Can't finagle her way through. Nice takeaway by Arbelize.
Great job by Arbelize. On it.
Wisbach kept it short. Cerrone coming out. She was in the right spot as she dives on top of it.
Yeah, good idea, though. Good idea. I like that they were trying to find Rauch running in. Leads this team in goals and assists. It's a little too heavy of a pass. But it starts with the pressure here. See the difference now? Right, then the miscommunication, but we weren't able to see a lot of that pressure from Cuse early.
Marcassini cut it down, but a corner kick's coming up. Syracuse hasn't had many pushes upfield in the last half hour or so, but the 2 times they've gotten immediate corner kicks off of them.
Yeah, also Marcassini coming up limping after that defensive stop. Still walking with a little bit of a limp as she's heading to her mark.
Wisbeck thought about stepping into it, and Kumans pressured her enough to force it free. Stab to the outside. Chrysostomo won't come away with that one as it was knocked away by Jasmine Nixon.
And I would have loved to seen defensively for Cuse just to play that ball back to Bridges in the center defensive position and then maintain possession. I don't think it was necessarily that type of counterattack in which the ball needed to be play out of bounds. You want to maintain possession and be able to build, something that Syracuse has not been able to do this half.
And Marcassini slowed down enough where she is going to get looked at by the trainer, Laura Neff. I'm interested because really, again, the last half hour or so, the back line for Princeton hasn't had to do a whole lot of vigorous running. So you're kind of not standing still per se, but it's definitely on the casual side just because where the ball was.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have to maybe sprint once or twice. So she's going to get looked at.
I mean, this is a key player for the Tigers, a captain. 2 goals so far on the season.
The Tigers don't need to lose any more players down the spine of their field. Brooke Daugherty unavailable for today's contest. And she's that defensive holding midfields. Let's take a look. We're going to see if this is or was, and this should be it. Marcassini was pushing to the end line there. And not long after that, yeah, really that last step before she chopped it away.
And you hate to see that too, and especially there's not much contact.
Yep.
You're just decelerating to come up a bit gimpy, but it's good to see her walk off the field on her own.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Tigers will take that. So we'll see if she comes off, and it's a pretty good hitch in her giddy up there. So we'll see if she actually gets the rest of the half off or if she's going to come right back on the field. She's moving a little tenderly. The Tigers lost their defensive holding midfielder on Thursday, and for the moment are going to be without their best center back. Rebecca Sherry is coming on, and Marcassini is going to be replaced here by Julia Johnson, freshman defender, 5'10". We've seen her a little bit here and there, and she's gotten center back duties in the minute she's played. So a big opportunity for her to step into really the biggest role on the team.
I mean, the Tigers this season, again, lost 7 starters last year and 4 pros. So trying to figure it out. But the good thing is that they've been able to rely on some of their freshmen. 6 of them have played. All the field players for the Tigers have played this season. You mentioned Johnson, a player that Coach Driscoll likes. He likes what he's seen from her early, that she's been adjusting very quickly to their style. But it is always tough, though, for a freshman to play the sweeper position, right? That defensive mid position. Always tough.
Anna Chow comes off as well. Rebecca Sherry is on. So the Tigers at this last stoppage here, they've changed out via injury or coach's choice 2 of their 4 backs, as hard run and slide there by Vanderbosch to protect the ball from a white jersey, and she'll kick it away. We'll see how that plays out. Magnata Arbalive. She's had a nice start to her contest. Number 2 in Navy. All the way back, pushed by Roush. Finally, some pass string together here by the Orange, making the Tigers chase a bit. Still a long way to go up the field, though. Nixon. Tigers not over pursuing or pulling themselves out of position, though. And there's nowhere for Syracuse to go with the ball just yet. And Sherry finally tracks that one down. Kumans can break free. Keeps it in front of her. Princeton trying to flood bodies to the box now. Kumans over the top. Went off of Syracuse head first. And Clemmer is going to get to it, or Roush rather. And now it's fed up the field. Clemmer plays it along. Anna Rupert, who just came on a few minutes ago, had Cerrone backing off a bit here. One-on-one opportunity. And Kane stepped up the last one. Here's a hard shot towards Cage. And that one was shut down. A good follow-up there by Mia Clemmer. It was right down the middle, though, and Cerrone just had to sit on it.
Well, Well, the first time we've really seen Cuse on the counterattack as well. Off the counter, playing it into space. Look at the defense, the step, great timing. And then the follow-up, you called it by Clammer. Got a good foot on the ball as well. Not able necessarily to place it, but definitely a strong shot, forcing Cerrone to make a save.
Wozniak will blast that one away and out of bounds. The ball back to Syracuse. Change coming here. Abby and Corvia is coming on. Mia Clemmer is coming off, who just had that great chance. 7 minutes to go in this first half. Shot attempts are 16-2 Princeton. Shots on goal, 3-2 Tigers.
I'm going to say, I know for the Orange second half adjustment, just trying to figure out how to get the ball more to Clammer, more to Rauch up top. Certainly did not get enough touches for a team that's generating 3 goals a game to start the season.
Johnson, nice header into the middle of the field for Recupero. Kane floats it for Koumans, drops it for Recupero on the run, got ahead of steam and breaking free with the ball now. The freshman, Maddie Recupero, long across the cage. Navy jerseys are around that. Wong, though, can retrieve for Princeton. Wong, step into the middle, on the turf for Koumans. Extra pass, and a nice job at the end there to push it out of bounds by Gabby Wisbeck.
Yeah, Wisbeck has been active on that left side, but has done a really good job of making the right decisions, knowing when to step, and her positioning has also been terrific.
Barry boxing out to hold that ball. Here comes the cross now. Out of the reach of Wong, and Syracuse trying to maneuver upfield. Arbelize keeps it on the turf. Rudell almost got there in time. Ends up going off of Rudell. Back to Syracuse. Trying to win back some field here. Arbelize, freshman, stands 5'3". Media turnover, though. Koumans read that. Check the rear view. Now she's on the move. Barry stepping up the middle of the field. Recupero. One extra pass. Wong now. Nice maneuvering. Can't shake her way inside. That was Crisostomo, rather. But a deep throw coming in for Princeton. It was about when the Tigers scored against Ohio State on Thursday. Barry waiting at the 18. Wasn't quite able to maneuver that one through as it's taken away by Rauch.
Yeah, she read that well. Just anticipated where Barry wanted to go and able to pick off the pass.
Nixon spikes it up the gut. Has it back on her toes now.
And I'm not in love with all of the long balls that the Orange are looking to play. Sometimes you got to pick and choose between playing long and then playing short and kind of building some connectivity. But also a credit to the Tigers. I feel like their pressure from the front line has been very good, so they haven't really allowed Cuse to build.
Johnson.
Good step. Good step by the freshman. That's a good step, right? Don't even allow them to be able to turn, just to be assertive.
Got that long frame. It's tough to deal with for opponents.
Mm-hmm.
Sherry faked, stepped, and got rid of it for Koumans. On the turf for Barry. Sherry.
Nice.
Through the middle. Recupero. Drifting wide, and then popped that way wide and out of bounds.
Yeah, I thought Recupero needed to take a peek at the net. I mean, she ran kind of right across the goal, had Barry overlapping to the left, and more so had her eyes on trying to play wide and then go across, but maybe also needed to look at net and play a little bit long. Yeah, I think there was an opportunity there.
There were options for Recupero.
And you want to keep your eye on Barry, right? Whenever you see her running in front of the net, you also want to see if you can find her as well. Not often that you're going to catch her on the run unmarked.
Syracuse electing to build off the back line here on the goal kick. Immediately it'll be a Tiger throw. 2.5 to go. Sherry Trying to play long for Barry. Handles the hop well, and it's off for Kumans. Centrally for Wong. Barry, an extra touch. Recupero. That one just short of being on her feet, but Princeton will retain.
And Barry's so used to holding up and then playing for others, but she also may need to turn and take a peek at the net.
Recupero try to put it into an area. Princeton will have to step back. Cerrone way away from her goal. Wozniak can maneuver forward.
There's a large gap for Cuse in between their forwards and midfield. Too much space.
Good hand-checking battle there. But the officials are going to let him play on, but Wozniak obstructed just enough illegally, so Princeton will have a free kick.
Been a really clean match thus far, though. Yep. But yeah, and like you mentioned, Wozniak really handled the pressure, fought her off and played, but certainly was driven off of her line. Possibly a good opportunity for the Tigers right before the half.
42 yards from goal for Kane to take. Floats it. Oh, it nearly snuck through. Rudell got a boot on it, not as much as she wanted. And it's picked up instead by Vanderbosch under a minute to go in this first half.
Yeah, it took a couple pops as it was coming in, and Rudell not able to get a clean foot on it.
Princeton trying to crank up the pressure again here. Kumans nearly a strip. Bridges off of Kumans. Tigers not giving an inch to Syracuse for most of this first half.
It's so important to be the aggressor, right? To just put the other team on their heels. And they've certainly dominated possession, had a ton of opportunities, have been dangerous. And they've been quality opportunities as well. Something Sean Driscoll wanted more from his squad. I think he certainly has to be happy here with what they've showed in the first half. And a couple of those adjustments are just being a little bit more tenacious, taking your opportunity a little bit earlier rather than trying to leave it off for a teammate. But certainly the Tigers should be feeling good going into the half.
At the end of the first half, Tigers build up the shot attempts. Nothing to go, though. And Syracuse, they certainly survived it. Interested to see the second half changes, but as you said, Tigers a good bounce back. In the story, though, ball hasn't been able to fall, and Syracuse has got a lot of work to do.
Yeah, if you're Princeton, you just want to get one in the net. Maybe you wanted to get one in the net, but otherwise the chances you created have been quality. And then for the Cuse, halftime adjustments important right now. How can they find a way to be on the attack, to be the aggressor, to be the team that we've seen for this early part of the season, again, averaging 3 goals per game.
Let's step aside for a break. We'll come back. Highlights, stats, analysis are coming along the way here. Scoreless between Princeton and Syracuse on the Ivy League on ESPN. And we'll see if someone gets on the board in the next 45. We got a moment here. Why don't we take a look at the preseason poll for the Ivy League and check on what's going to potentially play out in the preseason and who's the heavy favorite. And, of course, the poll presented by RWJ Barnabas Health, the official healthcare system of Princeton Athletics. The Tigers in brown, that was the final last year in the Ivy League Tournament Championship, and they're expected to be right near the top. Harvard and Columbia expect to be in that mix. The top 4 make the Ivy League Tournament. Yale in there as well, expected to compete for those last few spots in the Ivy League Tournament. All right, Ice, for the halftime adjustments for both sides. On the Princeton side of things, anything you're looking for them more to do besides just score, or is it kind of just stay the course here?
Yeah, honestly, stay the course with maintaining that possession, and again, that final touch in their final third. I think they've been dangerous, but it's just someone maintaining that composure to get their last touch, to set up, to put the ball on net. On the other side for Cuse, point blank, just more touches for Rauch up top. I mean, 4 goals, 3 assists on the season, and no shots on goal in the first half. They have to look to feed her, and then must press more to win and attack. I mean, this was a key to the game that head coach Nikki Thrasher Adams, told us, was that this team likes to defend and then attack, but they didn't win many of those 50-50 balls in the first half. So I'm looking for their defensive intensity to pick up here in the second. It should be totally different from what we saw in the first.
You see number 6 in white on your screen right there. Zoe Marcassini is back on the field. She missed the last few minutes, the last 9 minutes of that first half after she came up a little bit hobbled going back on a ball. We'll see how she moves here in the second half. Just some other numbers The possession percentages, 61% of the possession went to Princeton in that first half. 73% of the time they had the ball, it was on the offensive end of the field. And for Syracuse, when they had the ball, only 49% of it on the offensive side of the field. Let's see if anything changes here. Who makes some changes and who can get that elusive first goal. Might only take one today, the way the contest has gone. Syracuse will start with the ball here. They'll now move right to left. Sun has started to come a little bit out of sight. It was splashing all over the field earlier at game start, but now it's just generally sunny outside as we go to work here in the second half. Stepping up on this one is Caroline Kane for Princeton. She'll keep it on the turf for Alex Barry. Spins it nicely for Nina Cantor, who's playing the right wing here to start this half. Cantor trucking right along. Wanted the cut inside, wasn't quite available. Kuman's on a follow-up, though. Cantor had that one go through and caught up to it. Couldn't funnel it to the middle. Right back on her toes, though. Syracuse will spin this to the edge. Marcassini tracks it nicely from her center back spot. Cantor, some protection. Ridden off nicely. Good job there by Mia Klemmer coming all the way back to make that play. Everybody anticipating well now. Wozniak gets it right back for Princeton. Wozniak a drive, tied up a little bit. Deep throw coming for the Tigers here in the opening minute plus. Whistle by one of the officials before we get the green light to go here. Now we're good. Wozniak really up in the play. Barry got deflected away. Ooh, tough run back by Kuman. A little bit too much forearm there. She bowled over Ashley Rauch pretty good. A little slow to get up. And might stay down here.
Yeah, Rauch was looking to take space after winning the ball, and Kumans just gets her from behind.
Yeah, there was contact up high and also on the bottom half of her frame.
Dangerous challenge.
And again, Syracuse, it's been tough for them to find a rhythm and a pace. Last thing they need is to have their biggest offensive threat off the field. She's going to try and tough it out here. We'll keep an eye on her. Had 5 goals last year, did Ashley Rauch. It's already up to 4 in 5 games this season. Has really been prevented the ball here, though, for most of the contest. Tigers have done a bang-up job on her.
Coach Adams telling us this is a player that just has struggled with injuries and is finally healthy. That's why they're seeing the production in her. She's just finally healthy and able to be on the pitch and has been a dynamic forward so far.
Tigers will work out of their back end here. Kane stepping up on the turf for Recupero, who stays on the field. She was a reserve in the first half. Not a whole lot of mustard on that one, but Wozniak hopping outside and inside.
Yeah, Recupero's just got to play that ball a little bit earlier.
Maybe not the touch she wanted on that one, but does draw a throw for Princeton. Wozniak will lay it on back. Zoe Marcassini scored a goal in each of the first 2 contests for Princeton. Barry spins it wide and nicely for Nina Cantor. Cantor coming on towards the cage. It got deflected a little bit and ended up being more of a shot than a cross, and it's gobbled up there by Vanderbosch.
I thought that was just a little bit too lackadaisical for Cantor. I mean, you should have seen Barry making the run back inside. That should have been a crisp one-touch pass to give it back to her. I just thought she was a little too lax, and then it took a deflection.
That ball popped in the middle of the field. What do we have? There was a foul away from the ball there as Kendall Lawler had it at the edge of the field. The ball's going to come to the middle of the field for that free kick. Long ball here from the Syracuse back end. Available off the body. Wong picks it up for Princeton. Down she goes. And a foul designated as such against the Orange. Jovanovic starting forward. One. Not the touch she wanted, but Princeton can recover out of their back line. No. Ashley Rauch was dumped again down on the turf. Again, a little slow to get up. This is going to be Syracuse ball.
Just a late challenge from Jovanovic as Rauch was trying to play the ball forward. See her coming to your screen. Maybe got her there at the very end, just late. And Rauch certainly gets up and is limping a bit, trying to shake it off, but visibly limping.
Emma Klein is out wide, pushed forward by Magnata. Anna Chow is back into the game for Princeton.
Yeah, Chow's been solid. Been solid on that left side. I really like her timing defensively, there when she needs to be.
Move up field here, opportunity. And it'll be a corner. Good take up the field there by Maya McDermott.
Yeah, McDermott likes to play in space, so that throw in over top of Chow, able to get free and then force a corner. Really need good service here if you're the Orange.
Big opportunity for Syracuse. When they have gotten the attacking third, they've been rather efficient. Most of the times they've gotten a shot on goal or a chance. Opportunity here. And that one lined up perfectly for Wong, though she didn't have that one go more off the side of her foot. That one's blasted way towards cage. Is it going to fade and stay in play, though? It just missed being a deep throw for Princeton. Instead, they'll get a goal kick.
And I wonder if on that last ball from Rauch on the corner, if that's maybe still a bit of that lingering injury that we've seen. She's still running with a bit of a limp.
Cantor steps up. Kupro in a tight spot. Did she draw a throw? She did.
Yeah, that was a good job. That was a good job by Kupro. Two players coming quickly. She made a quick decision and still maintains possession.
Barry into the middle. Recupero is on the run. That one's whacked away. McDermott has room now. Nixon. Wozniak found that ball.
That was pressure from Koumans, not allowing it to be an easy clear.
Cantor stepping in, sinking shot, and a save made there by Vanderbosch, strafing out to her right.
I don't mind the outside shot from Cantor, but I do believe that there were better options on that left side, weak side flank to maybe play the ball across to a couple players that were running on that were not marked yet. Again, though, I don't mind the shot. I like the aggressiveness. I like testing the keeper.
5 shots on goal for Princeton. It has been a grind for goals. And, of course, they try to figure out how they're going to look this year. Pietra Torton ended up going pro after her junior season. Is a dominant, one of the best goal scorers in the country. Lily Bryant, who was a good offensive hand, she graduated and moved on.
Yeah, I mean, they only returned 50% of the minutes from last season, so really looking to rebuild.
Into the middle, and that one flexed wide. One of the best feeds to the inside we've seen today, and Mia Klemmer just didn't get anything on that.
Yeah, that was a nice connection between Rauch and Klemmer, and that's what you want if you're the Orange. I thought Klemmer might have just gotten a little too much over the ball, not able to get as much power as she wanted on it, but a good opportunity nevertheless.
Alex Barry got stripped, Bridges, and then just bowls through a player as well, trying to play it backdoor, and Marcassini got her head in the way of that one.
I like the step, though, from Bridges. I mean, that's what you expect from your back line. And especially on a player like Barry, you've seen how dangerous he can be. You don't want her to turn. Bridges again intercepts a pass.
Backheel whipping pass there. Nobody found from Rauch, though. Barry keeps it on the turf for Jovanovic. Tigers without numbers here, but some cutters headed towards cage, and good read there by the keeper, Vanderbosch.
I think if those runs had started just a second earlier, possibly Cantor could have gotten to it. But a good idea.
Wisbeck really closed on a great strip by Wozniak, who's running with it now.
Yeah, she's got space and time.
Wozniak pulling up. Short for Cantor. Gives it a whirl. Barry. Nice trap. Extra pass. Kumin's top of the box got blocked.
That's got to be a one-touch. It's got to be a one-touch.
Wong, 25 out. Nowhere to go. Wozniak just lets it go, and it's going to be no problem there for Vander Bosch.
Yeah, a good initial attempt and activity. Barry did a great job of holding the ball up again. Here she is. Good touch. Lays it off there. That's got to be a one-touch on goal. You take two, and now time and space has been limited. Good defensive play from Wisbeck for the Orange.
McDermott knocked off the ball by Marcassini. Tigers trying to push downhill now. Cantor, Kumin's running inside the box. Drew Kumins over the top. Got a body. Jovanovic, tough handle, and finally flexed away. Tough bouncing ball. Really two bounces there, and she never was able to get it away. Kane ran into traffic. Wozniak got there just in time. And out of bounds. Whose ball? Princeton's. Boy, Ashley Roush is down again. She's taken a beating in this half. We've only played 10 minutes.
Yeah, just several tackles that she's went into full force, and definitely been a little bit more physical this half for her, but it's been more of an even match here in the first 10. Both teams finding opportunities.
Anna Rupert is ready to come on for Syracuse. Kumins over the top, onside play. Here is Cantor. Cantor trying to speed her way into the box. Kept it on the turf, and Barry wasn't able to get it away. Sticking with it, though. Got it back. Kumins stepped into one. Still available in the box, and it's finally punted away.
Tell you what, that Syracuse back line is like a brick wall. I mean, they are everywhere in the gaps, in support, not allowing clean shots on goal.
They're conceding a lot of space, but they are holding that last little bit of field for sure, as breaking away with the ball here is Emma Klein. Klein trucking her way through. Finally, it's back for Princeton. Chow working up centrally. Kupro keeps it along the edge. Jovanovic, good spot to at least create a deep throw.
And that's where the transition game for the Orange has to be a little bit better. But the last chance for the Tigers, Barry comes on it. But again, the defense from the Orange, multiple players behind the ball. And now they've got the scout on Barry. I mean, they are on her like glue.
Barry now. Over the top. Kumin's throwing her body in there. That allowed Cantor to pick it up. Cantor driving. Cross didn't find a body. McDermott will just wallop it as far as she can. Wozniak sprinting. Has options.
Clemmer's got some speed to her, so you hear those footsteps coming. Got to make a decision quickly, but here is where the Cuse need to be on the press. Oh, that's a dangerous giveaway.
Clemmer away from Kane. McDermott now. Is she onside? No, she's off. Boy, a near disaster there by Kane, as the Tigers seem to be in an okay spot, and a dead giveaway almost created a short field.
And Clammer here, I mean, dangerous giveaway, just the indecisiveness, but then Clammer wanting to play it forward for a teammate, not forgetting that she wasn't back onside. Might have just needed to hold that up, play it wide, and then maintain possession.
Cantor trying to get behind Nixon. Nixon didn't want to take any chances. Deep throw coming for Princeton. The Tigers trying to avoid going winless in their first 4 games in a season for the first time since 2007. They were winless in their first 5 over a decade and a half ago. And they've got 30-some minutes to work with here.
Yeah, it's also been a very challenging non-conference slate so far. Rutgers, at Loyola Maryland, and Ohio State.
Barry got a body on it. Jovanovic nearly ran underneath it with her head. Tigers trying to percolate a bit.
And that was Law on the defense here, not allowing Jovanovic to get a clean header. Again, the physicality you're seeing being body to body as these players are running onto the ball.
Esme Rudell is going to come on for Princeton. She will replace Maddie Recupero. Recupero played about a half hour, spanning the end of that first half. Shot attempts are 22-4. 5-1 here in the second half. In favor of Princeton. Kane got her body in the way of that one. Played wide, raced to the ball. Wozniak will elect for Cerrone. Bit of an errant bouncing ball there. Cuse is on it. Clemmer trying to track back. Circling around. Locates Klein. Extra pass for McDermott. Attacking third. McDermott able to create some space. Here's Clemmer. Clemmer nearly beaten to the spot by Koumans. Croyle got it out wide, but way too far out of the reach of Magnotta.
Yeah, those are the ones you want to avoid, right? Just the unforced turnovers. You want to avoid those as much as possible.
Julia Koval ready to come in for Syracuse. Junior midfielder will come on shortly. Tigers trying to move. Barry. First time she's been stripped today, it feels like, because this one's funneled into the middle.
Yeah, can you switch fields? Can you get on the counterattack?
Rouch for McDermott. That one's wide, and it's going to roll out of bounds, out of the reach of Clemmer. Ball back to Princeton. Under a half hour to go here. No score in this one. First meeting between these two teams since 2004. Tigers had never played Ohio State before they did on Thursday. Wozniak surveying. And what do we have? Whistle came and then allowed to get going here. Tight quarters, ball bouncing around and up high. Boy, Barry went really hard, and she's going to get tagged for the foul. It was Emma Klein who took the hard spill there. Decent area of the field here. 36 yards out for Syracuse on a free kick.
Yeah, they bring in Bree Bridges from the back, a player that's got some height, so you can see her getting into the box. And Syracuse, a team that has done well off of set pieces this season and capitalizing. This is a nice opportunity.
Ashley Rouch, a clean touch for her. There have been a lot of them today in the offensive end of the field. Tailing ball, Cerrone's coming out, and she's got it cleanly on the jump.
That was a good ball, though. Good ball. Nice and high and lofty, but Cerrone, being confident, comes out to get it.
Good handle on the chalk there by Jovanovic, but it goes back to the Syracuse back line. Here's Klein.
Good step.
Zoe Marcassini read that like a book. Sends it out wide. Here's Cantor coming. Tigers trying to get more numbers upfield. Cantor driving, got a step, let it go, and it went wide. Tigers are trying to move fast. Didn't quite get the numbers up front they wanted, and Cantor just tried to let it go.
Yeah, more players coming into the box. Good job defensively to push Cantor to the outside, not allowing her to get a shot even on frame.
Roush is finally going to come out now. A lot of wear and tear here in this second half, so she'll check off. Koval comes in. Wozniak, can she keep it in the field? Cannot. The Tigers not short on confidence here today. McDermott will chuck. A lot of talking down on the field. Turn and burn from Rupert. McDermott through a leg.
Yeah, that's got to be a one-touch too. Good job, though, by the Tigers.
Wong able to finally fully recover. But then you got shut down by Klein. A little bit of pinball going on right now. Wozniak for Marcassini in short area. Into the middle on a bounce. Barry collects. Looking. Trying to flop it through. Nixon got in the way of that one. Koumans and Rudell do a nice job to close space. It's back for Barry. Tigers trying to show a little more poise. Cantor. Bridges got in the way of that. McDermott propels it along a little further. Riddell trying to usher it out of bounds, and she will for a Tiger throw. Allie Murphy ready to come on, and she will. Or was going to. She will. And Alex Berry, she's been a workhorse there, but definitely could use a breather.
Yeah, I mean, both coaches giving their, offensive focuses, and Rouch and Berry just a breather. Definitely expect them to come back into this game.
Koumans and Wong are the only midfielders and forwards who haven't come off the field yet, as that one's thrown all the way in, punched down at the last moment there by Vanderbosch. Cantor was in her kitchen.
Oh, what a punch and what a delivery from Drew Koumans.
All the way along the edge. Marcassini will track this down. Keeps it centrally for Jovanovic. Hard to the edge. Chow, nice job to keep it running. Koumans stepped up for that one. Got a player wide. That is Cantor. Murphy headed the cage. Cantor will have a second chance. Cantor towards net. Tough hop there, but Vanderbosch was parked on her post.
Yeah, from that angle for Cantor, that can't be a shot on goal. That has got to be a cross played a little bit more out so that you can get a teammate on the other side of it. I just don't think that angle necessarily was there to put one on goal. And I love her aggressiveness. I mean, this freshman is fearless. She's feisty. She's created a couple of opportunities kind of out of nothing, really, just taking it one-on-one and being herself. But that one, I thought she needed to be a little less selfish and try and find a teammate.
Klein got clipped real good there by Rudell. Tigers have definitely upped the physical intensity here, it feels like, in the second half. Drawn a lot of fouls, or they picked up a lot of fouls, I should say. And Syracuse will kick from midfield. Shot attempts 7-1 here in this second half. 3-0 the shots on goal. Vita Nihin ready to come in on the Syracuse side. That one all the way through. Marcassini was in the right spot, though. Wong trying to break free with the help of Jovanovic. Chow working her way through. Koumans worked back to the ball to keep the possession going for Princeton. Now some speed and movement. Koumans driving right through. Tried to find a player, wasn't there. Now it's back on her foot, though, for a moment, and finally punched away by Koval. Rupert. What a takeaway. Chow pulls it out of the fire and resets on the Tiger back line.
Yeah, Chow just all over it. Read exactly where she wanted to go. Made the step. Used her body to protect the ball.
Interesting idea by Marcassini. It does finally connect for Cantor. Nina Cantor now finds some extra space wide. Tigers trotting into the box here. Cantor, an extra step, and a good job by Bridges. Rolls out for Chow, though. 30 yards from goal. Chow, 25, lets it go, and that's going to go through everything and out for a goal kick.
Yeah, feeling like these last possessions for the Tigers, they put more players in the box as they've started to build, right? You're seeing Wong now come from the midfield and make more of a run. Jovanovic has already been in there. Murphy, Koumans, and Cantor as well. And it might take just one more person every now and then making an opportunistic run. I think a few minutes ago, Zoe Marcassini had made a play from the back and made the run to goal. Like when she gets into the box, you really want to make sure that you're trying to find her and play it into her.
Sending more bodies to the box. You could see the Tigers are really, they've put together a lot of cardio the last 20 minutes or so. They're breathing a little bit heavier as they're trying to get that all-important first goal.
Well, and it's so interesting, too, because that's what makes soccer such a dynamic sport, is that you can dominate possession for 90 minutes, but those 10 that you don't, or those 80 that you don't, someone can score. And so I feel like the Tigers have dominated possession, but no goals to show for it.
Koumans. He was jostled rather well there by Bridges. Jovanovic escapes some traffic. A little bit wide of Chow. Now they're fighting to stabilize in the midfield. It goes back to Syracuse. Good read by Wong, and she'll push it out to some safety and space.
Yeah, Wong is the one who wins those balls in the midfield.
Cantor in pursuit, nearly got there. Is that going to be a throw for Princeton? Syracuse claiming it went off Cantor last. They're not going to get that call. So, throw coming from around the 18 for the Tigers. Chow's going to be the player to take it for Princeton. Aubrey Crisostomo ready to come back on. Olivia Bazzo ready for Syracuse. Chow dragging. Jovanovic, middle of the field. Bit wide of a few players in white jerseys, and it's taken on here by Klemmer.
Need more numbers, though, if you're the Cuse. Can more players get up?
Wozniak really chasing her down into the middle of the field, and a nice and she's going to get tagged with a yellow card. Wozniak riding a little too hard there. A nice solo effort by Mia Klemmer without numbers to draw yellow.
Yeah, I mean, just strong on the ball, trying to find space. The push behind at the end. Yellow card, the right call. And, I mean, Klemmer, one of those players that you describe as a workhorse. Dangerous, strong, tall, and physical. You can see it right there.
40 yards out here for Klein. Klein floating. Marcassini up the gut. No Navy jerseys there, thankfully for Princeton. Koumans off to the races.
Yeah, take the space. Take the space.
Now needs some support. Still trying to drive and turn the corner. Nice job by Nixon. Wrestled her just enough, threw her just off her rhythm enough to create, well, not a goal kick. It did stay in the run of play, and Koumans a little trouble getting up.
Yeah, it was a speed versus strength battle there, right? And Nixon able to just use her strength to get Koumans off of her line just enough so she wasn't able to get a clean cross. But I like Koumans taking the space and using her speed. That's what you have to do.
Bridges has some room up the middle. She'll take it. Trying to play long ball. Cerrone's got it tracked.
And that's what the Tigers are baiting. You know, they're pushing their line up very high. The space in between the back line and the forwards, maybe 15 yards, they are condensed.
Cantor, a dummy, and then run, and here she goes. Nina Cantor is on the move. Tigers sprinting towards goal. Cantor let it go to the short side, and a diving save made there by Vanderbosch. Changes are coming here. Cantor's coming off for Crisostomo.
And Cantor needs one. I mean, she has been covering ground here on the ball, a little in and out of fake, and then went for the near post. Nifty idea from the freshman. She certainly has earned the blow. Loves what we've seen from her.
Klein and Klemmer are coming off. Bazzo's back in, and we're seeing our first of the day of Moo Galbus, number 11 in Navy. But a corner coming up here for Princeton. Time starting to tick away here. No overtime in NCAA soccer, 90 and done. There's 18 plus to work with here in Princeton, New Jersey. Koumans high, arcing, back post. Marcassini wide of everything. She had that tracked perfectly, but didn't get the angle she wanted.
Yeah, and serve it back in while Marcassini is close to goal.
Boy. Zoe Marcassini, again, non-contact, just fell over, and she's not getting up. Now a whistle. Zoe Marcassini down in a lot of pain. This was after the header.
Yeah, it was after the header, and she was looking to restart her run back into the box. And again, no contact, just went down immediately.
Sean Driscoll is going to come on the field now, along with the trainer, Laura Neff. Yeah, it looks like her left ankle really looked at there.
Yeah, she spent some time down early in the first half.
Our crew caught some of it here, so you'll see it
on the right side of your screen.
Yeah,
You can
right
see her
there.
go down.
Yeah, there's nobody near her. We saw a similar situation shake out on Thursday. Brooke Daugherty was in pursuit of a ball defensively, going back on it, tried to turn when a player went to cross on her, and it didn't happen, and she was down. She was on crutches and in a brace after the game and not available for the game today. This is very much another one. There was nobody in the neighborhood of Zoe Marcassini. We saw her get injured at the end of the first half as she was going back on a ball. Wasn't a lot of contact on that. That was more cramping. It looked like hard running. Well, Tigers don't want to lose their best center back, one of their best field players, period.
Yeah, and also a captain. I mean, her and Allie Murphy are captains who's out there with her on the pitch right now. And I mean, from a team that lost 7 starters and 4 pros from last year, she's certainly been a mainstay of this team, is what Sean Driscoll describes her as, and a voice. And so it's just also tough to see your captain go down, but especially in this sport with no contact, just makes you so nervous. And the last time she was able to get up and walk on her own, this time she needs to be carried.
Yeah, she can't put any pressure on it. Well, she'll definitely be replaced for the duration of this contest. And we'll see if Julia Johnson's going to be the player to be tapped on the shoulder here. We saw her getting at the end of the first half as Marcassini came out.
Yeah, you can even see just honestly Sean Driscoll looking a bit shaken up as he walks back to the sideline too. Head coach for the Tigers, and you never want to see players go down. Especially so early in a season.
Yeah, I mean, we're not even in a conference play yet.
Already 2 starters.
Yeah, and not just 2 starters. I'd say probably 2 of their best, maybe 3, 4 field players. Daugherty did a great job as a freshman last year as a midfielder. And Marcassini was a second-team All-Ivy Leaguer last year. Probably was going to be ticketed to be first team this year. We just hope for the best for the 2 players, especially Marcassini, who just came off. Still a game to play here. Under 18 minutes to go. Somebody looking to jump on the board first here and come away with a win. Kane, step up, and it is indeed Julia Johnson who's on the field. So the freshman's going to get a big opportunity here, being parked in the center back role. Wozniak can't squeeze that through a pair of players.
A bit dangerous from Wozniak because you don't want to give a giveaway and then have a 2-on-2 opportunity. And especially as you mentioned, the freshman in the back playing center back. You don't want to put her in any vulnerable positions unnecessarily.
Wozniak getting instruction from head coach Sean Driscoll. Wozniak will take another one. Kind of faked that one a little bit up the sideline and went to the interior. Jovanovic was wide open. Options there. Chow will take it. Has Rudell available in the middle. Kane rocks it across the field for Wozniak. Drifting on an airborne ball. No problem into the breadbasket there of Vanderbosch. Shot attempts 27 of 4 for Princeton today. Shots on goal 8-3.
I was going to say, and it feels like the quality of shots on goal in the second half has gone down for the Tigers. Certainly have still had the possession, but just the quality shots on goal, not as much there. Definitely can see the adjustments that Cuse has made in the back line.
They have stood their ground in that final area of the field rather well as Syracuse in the second half.
Yeah, both teams just trying to catch a break. You know, Sean Driscoll put it to me that we just haven't been able to get a good break yet this season, something to go our way.
Murphy couldn't track back on that in time, so Syracuse will take it out of the back line. Alex Berry's ready to come back in, and they could definitely use her right now to really spruce up the offense some. Kane, last woman back for Princeton, will take it. And out of bounds it goes. We've taken by Princeton on a throw. Here does come Alexandra Berry. See if she can create that first goal for the Tigers. Dylan Jovanovic is coming off. Might be the end of the day for Dylan Jovanovic. Played just over an hour.
Yeah, good minutes. I mean, good minutes. I thought that she was pretty good at moments in the midfield, able to turn, kind of create opportunities for teammates, sometimes try to take it herself. But more patience and efficiency needed for the Tigers in the final third.
Berry into the middle. Koumans stuck it through. Hard run for Wong. Just a step short. Nixon blasts it away. Found a foot. It's Moo Galbus, but immediately Chrysostamo all over her. Johnson, tough area. This one's fiddled to the outside. On the run is Galbus. Galbus, Johnson jostles her pretty good. Did it go off of Galbus last or not? It did not. It will be a corner kick coming up here for Syracuse. It'll be their 6th of the game.
And again, that's just one of the dangerous positions you could put the freshman in. The giveaway and then having to play one-on-one. But a good job just to hold her ground. You'd rather give up the corner than a goal.
Ashley Roush is back on. Syracuse trying to seize a moment or find a moment here.
That was a good breather for her. About 7 or 8 minutes. A very good breather for her. She had taken a couple hits early in this half.
Corner coming up. Dead middle of the goal. What a punch by Cerrone. Barry trying to blast it away. It lands in the middle of the box again. Tigers trying to defend. McDermott. That one slipped through everyone on a try. Boy, Syracuse wasn't far off there.
Oh, that was very, very close for Roush. Subs in the game immediately makes an impact. Look at the bend on that ball. You talk about it, the punch from Cerrone, and you're keeping someone on the goalie. That punch was not easy at all. And Cuse not able to get to the second ball.
There's a shot, and it hit the top of the bar and wouldn't go. Absolute laser beam.
I thought that bounced in the goal after. We'll have to take a look at that.
Vida Niheen just let that one rip. This one coming back. All the way for Kane and Cerrone. Syracuse trying to build some momentum off that great chance. Hard run to the edge. Niheen over the top and wide. We're going to take a look at this shot in a moment here. Here it is.
Oh, well, it hits the post. I'm going to say it bounces in. And then the save is made from Cerrone. Unfortunate.
McDermott is on the run, 25 yards out. Good job by Wozniak to stick her. Out of bounds, whose ball? Princeton's. On the edge, out of bounds. Tigers will let it trickle out. Tigers will throw from midfield. Chrysostamo. Wong trying to play through out of the reach of Barry.
Would have been a good idea. Barry maybe wasn't expecting it right at that second. Kayla Wong, though, certainly has had some really good minutes here, Jeff.
He's been asked to do a bit more with the injury to Dawhare. He's been solid. That one comes up the middle of the box. Syracuse trying to push through. Croyle. McDermott, she's been really active up and down the field. Nixon couldn't squeeze that one through. Wong keeps it alive.
You got to be sure of that pass if you're Nixon. Otherwise, you might as well clear it.
Threw everyone on a play to the end line. Out of bounds. Mia Clemmer's coming back on, so Syracuse has all their top guns out there if they're going to try and get that goal. Mugalbas will come off.
Substitution for Syracuse. Entering for Mugalbas, number 6, Mia Clemmer.
They'll keep it short off the goal kick. Croyle. Rupert. Rebecca Sherry is ready to come on for Princeton. She played the last 9 minutes of the first half. We'll seemingly get the last 9 here as Chow will start forward. The freshman surveying. Koumans dealing with some traffic. Stop and go. Koumans lets it go, and that's over the top. We'll get those changes in a moment. Nina Cantor's going to come back on. That was a real quick rest for her.
I mean, she's been active. You know, if you're trying to get a goal here in the final 10, definitely think Cantor brought some aggressiveness on the ball that the Tigers were missing.
And Cantor wasn't at the table quick enough to come in during this stoppage. Anna Chow's the player who's going to come off. Cantor's coming on, and sounds like Crisostomo is going to be the player to come off when it does happen.
Yeah, and another thing to think about, too, is without Zoe Marcassini, right, the best defender for the Tigers, you really want to have all of the pressure up front, right? So it doesn't even matter what the back line is doing. And so that's also a reason to bring back in Cantor, is because she puts so much pressure on the back line of the Cuse. You want her to be more of a focal point.
Kane really charging back for this one. Alex for Cerrone. And a good poke away, about a third up the field. Murphy wasn't able to keep it alive. Throw in coming up for Syracuse around midfield. That one, I don't think it ever made the field of play on the throw there. Tigers will take it. Here comes Cantor now. Crisostomo's coming off. Crisostomo logged about 22 minutes today. Nina Cantor leads the team in shots on goal today. She's had 3 of them. Tigers pick it up. Sherry couldn't break free. Wong, nice maneuver. Wozniak has room. Cantor nearly faked herself out there. Wasn't able to quite catch up to it. McDermott does a nice job. Cantor trying to squeeze through. It's going to be Princeton. It'll be their ball on a throw as deep as it can be. Wozniak. Barry. A volley. Only a Navy jersey was there. Riddell trying to hustle after it. Good play by Clemmer to keep it going. Spiked up the field by Roush. Johnson in pursuit. Taken away by Rupert. Rupert a 1-on-2. Stepping right in. 25 yards out. Spinning ball, and Cerrone traps it. Julia Arbelai is ready to come in for Syracuse. High arcing ball here. Through everyone. Cantor fighting the sun there for a second. Now she's on it along with Koumans. Both in tight areas. Koumans brings it along herself to the middle of the field. Drew Koumans continuing right on. Wasn't able to make the move she wanted, and finally it's taken away and knocked aside by Magnotta.
Yeah, she kind of ran out of options. Two players ran towards the middle, and Murphy and Barry, and so as she's going across the goal, didn't see a channel to find a teammate. And that's where if you're Drew Kuhlman, sometimes you might just stop, turn around, and go back where you came from. There might be opportunities behind you.
Chance here. Tigers 4-on-3 with a short field if they hurry. Koemans into the middle. Barry trying to catch up to it, and a sliding play by Vanderbosch.
Oh, I thought she should have went to Murphy. I thought Barry was making a run towards the goal and taking a defender with her. So you play Murphy coming behind her. That might be free to get one on goal.
It was a tight needle to thread there with Barry there for sure.
Yeah, a tight squeeze. And obviously you want to try and find Barry, right? I think that's number one option right now, but also an open option. Good choice.
Syracuse on the ball here. Trying to open up the field some. McDermott not quite reaching her. Wozniak was able to step up. Cantor cutting inside. The freshman continuing on here. Picking up more real estate. Let it go, and a punching save made by Vanderbosch.
I felt that coming. I felt like Cantor was going to keep it because no one had stopped her in her path. She's just tiptoeing, gets close enough, sets herself up, and puts one on it.
You can see a slight fake or two in there, like she's giving more space.
tiptoeing, not necessarily committing to it, and then at the right second, what a shot. Vanderbosch, good save. Great save.
Under 6 to go. Rebecca Sherry will take this one. The junior. It's only been Drew Koemans today. Header by Murphy, but not a lot on it. Wide of target anyway. We'll get those changes now. Gabby Wisbeck is coming on. Maya McDermott will come off. She gave some good minutes the last few. She started to help kind of create some chances the other way for Syracuse.
Yeah, she's logged a lot of minutes, had some nice battles here on this left side.
Dermott finishes up at about 65 minutes. Syracuse now at the ball.
And here, if you're Cuse, you want to play the ball forward, look to play north-south, and put pressure. There's no need in now trying to maintain the possession game, especially in your half. Push forward.
Kane, long ball. Just out of the reach of Barry. Tough header to handle there by Klemmer, and instead goes to Wozniak, though she's getting charged that pretty good. A bump, not a call. Johnson knocks it out of the air. Johnson drifts that one into the middle. Nixon.
There's space. Take the space.
Here's Croyle. Up the gut. Drifting real wide, actually.
Yeah, I don't love that because Rauch wasn't ready to make that run, and she was offsides. So why not play to feet to maintain the ball rather than playing long to someone who's not in a position to ready to receive it?
Clock drips under 4.5. Tigers looking to avoid their first winless in 4-game start to a season since 2007.
Yeah, I mean, I think the first half of this game, Coach Driscoll would have been happy with what his team showed. But here in the second half, you want a goal to show for it. Too many opportunities about the ball being in the back of the net.
Sherry still with it. Into the middle. What a shot and a great save on Wong by Vanderbosch. Probably the best one of the afternoon.
Definitely. I think definitely the best shot on goal that the Tigers have had this afternoon. Beautiful service with the left foot. Wong connects great, and it took a bounce, and she connects great. Tries to place it to the right corner, but Vanderbosch just better in the goal. I'm impressed with Vanderbosch. Very impressed. The saves she's made, she's been acrobatic, anticipation. Whether it's been from 20 yards out or right in her mitt, she's been good.
Klemmer one-on-one here. Walking Kane back.
Ooh,
Klemmer steps to the inside. Clean play there. Good hustle by Sherry. She might be hurt as well here. Are we going to get a whistle or not, as we're in a dangerous area of the field for Syracuse?
Yeah, I would say if they don't play forward, they won't get the whistle. Yeah, you can't give a whistle here.
Played across into traffic and over the end line. Sherry still down. Laura Neff back on the field to check on her.
Seems to be holding that left knee, but here she uses her left foot on the tackle.
On knee.
Makes a lot of contact with Clammer. Immediately goes down. She also got that brace on that knee as well. So certainly of caution. But I tell you what, she might have saved that possession for the Tigers with the tackle.
Yeah, it looked like Clemmer had beat Kane and she was going to have a chance on the inside. And Sherry got back just in time.
Yeah, Sherry's played good minutes here today too off the bench.
And it looks like we're through all that chaos and volley into the box. Looks like there is going to be a corner here for Syracuse when we do resume play. Sean Driscoll is going to come on the field again as well. Take a look at his junior field player. Boy, Shea Vanderbosch, she had to make 12 saves in the first 5 games. She's had to make 10 just today, and there's still a little bit more burn on the clock here.
And Jeff, every save has been a save.
A high majority for sure. Sherry's coming off. Chow is going to come back on. We thought her day might have been done, but
good to see Sherry at least run off the pitch, though. I mean, with the injury earlier to Marcassini, her heart kind of goes out to the Tigers. So good to see her off the pitch, and she's standing still near the sideline referee, so maybe looking to return.
So Tigers will have to defend a corner here. There is not much time left on the clock. Under 3 minutes to go. Right up against the chalk, over the cage, volley into the middle. A second one, never really got to cage. Shot goes wide. It's going to stay in the run of play, though. Roush on the turf, and a sliding save made there by Cerrone.
Good awareness by Cerrone. She tracked that ball the entire possession in the right position. All right. See if the Tigers can make something of it here in these last few minutes. Both teams have generated opportunities.
Johnson, a nice karate chop to play that one along. Takes it herself. The freshman came in to relieve Zoe Marcassini. Murphy nearly had a move to the inside, and that ball stays just on the chalk.
Yeah, good awareness by Vanderbosch. She don't want to give up a corner at this point in the game.
Under 2 to play. Syracuse, definitely a better half than they played in the first half. And looking to get another result here.
I tell you what, it's a credit to the defense of the Tigers. I mean, you stop a team that's averaging 3 goals a game this season, and the way that they've stifled them, not allowed there to have been point-blank opportunities, has been really, really solid, the Tigers' back line.
Maybe one more push here for Princeton, but immediately the throw-in gets cut down. Wozniak, though, couldn't make the play. Flicked along by Rupert. Clemmer, slowed some by Kane. Back on the foot of Clemmer, though. A back heel along. This is Rupert. Rupert stabbed it through. Cerrone can pick it up, no problem. And trying to make a move maybe here. She'll blast it away. Barry just over her head. Nixon played into the middle. Murphy just out of her reach. Here's Rudell, though. Tigers have it with a half field to go. Under a minute to go. Cantor letting it come to her. Nina Cantor, been one of the better Tigers today. On her strong foot, running out of real estate. And that one goes out of bounds, and done so directly. There will be no corner. And that might do it for today.
Yeah, good job by the Orange to not give up a corner, to stay solid.
Vanderbosch. Milks a lot of that clock. Under 10 to go. Spun forward, not out of the woods just yet. Clemmer's got to move towards goal. Mia Clemmer popped it over the top. My goodness. Nearly a buzzer beater to cap it off. A draw here today, Princeton and Syracuse. That's a final.